So as we continue talking about follow through, really the goal is we're in a situation where we're very, digital campaigns are new to us. We're just starting to close some, sell some, and that's really exciting. I mean, it's exciting when we close a deal. We get that adrenaline rush. But then the reality sets in is, hey, we have to retain these customers. We have to keep them customers of ours. Otherwise, just as quickly as we sign these folks, they're gonna leave us if we don't do the right job. So when it comes to follow through, really, it's all about communication. We will lose a customer faster because we didn't communicate with them rather than the program didn't work. But people can live with bad news as long as it's being communicated to them. But what they can't live with is no news. And so it's important to, if you have a customer and you're fortunate enough to close a deal, it's important to keep those communication lines open. Use our digital team to do that, whether it's setting up monthly meetings where you're sitting down and talking about results. It may not need to be quite that often, or maybe it's a client that wants to be talked to a little bit more often, but just take that intentional time to have discussions with them about what's going on with their campaign and what we're doing to try to help make it better for them. And one of the things that I didn't talk a whole lot about in the beginning, but was, expectation setting is a huge part of this process. We can't go into a digital campaign with the client thinking that they're expecting 200 new customers per month, and we think that we can deliver 2 customers per month. We can't have different expectations of what success looks like. So we should be having those discussions from the beginning and then comparing it to the data that we're seeing once the campaign is running. So having those continual expectations talks is good. And a little tip for when you're in the process of proposing is the beauty of digital campaigns is that they're malleable and pliable. So if for some reason you propose a campaign and it's $4,000 a month to a client and they say, I really love what you've done here, but we just don't have that in the budget. If you're talking about expectations properly, we can always just back off and say, well, let's talk about maybe doing something that's a little more budget friendly for you, but we're just gonna have to dial back what our expectations on the campaign are. And most business owners will understand that, and most people we're gonna deal with are gonna understand that. If you dial back the investment, you're gonna dial back the expectations you can expect. But it always gives you a little bit of wiggle room then to not feel like you have to hard sell that campaign at $4,000 a month for a year. That's the goal. But in real life, it just doesn't work that way all the times. So we want to make sure that the client understands what success is. And like I said, if we're doing a good job for them and things are working, we want to make sure we're communicating that to them so they become a customer again. So with that said, hopefully this talk helped simplify a few things for you. Like I said, our team is always willing to have these conversations. Richard and his digital sales execs team, myself, Matt Inkmann, regional sales manager for the Optimist Club, we're always willing to help with this, help you guys further your opportunities along and hopefully close you some more business. So feel free to send any questions our way and we'll be happy to answer them.